Afternoon, guys. Right now I'm just trying out how this works with the cell phone. But it's telling me very bad. So okay, that seems to be better. At least it's not telling me a very bad connection. All right, so this is going to be interesting. Show the live chat. I'm just trying to figure this out, guys. I'm sorry. This will be interesting. Wonderful evening, Carrie. Hey, Frank. You're second. Awesome. All right. So I seem to be getting the messages here. This is brilliant. Okay, this is working better than I thought because I had. Hold on, let me just get this on quiet. Because Brad's texting me. He's at work. So, hey Titty, yes, you are third. Awesome. This is working better than I thought. I can actually see the messages on the side screen, and is the quality better than what it used to was on the last live shave that I did? Because that seriously bothered me the way it came out. That it was just lacking in resolution, basically. So we'll just keep going, and I'll see what happens. So bear with me. This is like all off of the cell phone. Lighting seems clear. Excellent. Okay, it's not as fuzzy as it used to be, so fantastic. So, all right. Well, today we shall be using a new product, the Regiment Shaving Soap. And this was gifted to me by the Shaving Grunt. He had a giveaway, and I was picked to get it. And this was like 2 weeks ago. And I apologize to him if he ever does see this, that I'm just now getting to it. Things have just been very, very busy lately. So I apologize. Like I said, I'm trying to get around my work schedule here, and not very successful. So how is everybody? Hope y'all are doing well for the shave today. Since it is the 1st of October, I don't know if this will zoom in properly, but this is a Gillette New Deluxe. Deluxe because it has a flat bottom. This is basically a short comb of the new. Just for comparison's sake, this is what the regular new looks like. It's got that hump on the bottom, and this is the long comb model. As comparison, this is the deluxe with a flat bottom there. Hey Keith, uh, definitely trying to enjoy the weekend. Uh, I had off yesterday and today. Just got done with your video, by the way. Good music selection on that one. Thank you, Carrie. I found this in an antique store in Florida. I was antiquing with my dad back in the day, and so yeah, the box came extra. I had to find that one on eBay. So yeah, we'll be using this one. So, and we shall be using a. Let's see if this still works. A Gillette Blue Blade. Unfortunately, it probably won't zoom in. Made in Canada. An R3 vintage. Unfortunately, I don't know how many shaves are on there. Should be around 4 to 5. Kind of lost track of that during this whole SE deal in during September. Hey Steve, good to see you. Apparently it's working. So yeah, let's go load up the blade. Get that squared away. It's a wonderful razor. Slightly on the efficient side. And I saw Steve got a new long comb in, so I'm looking forward to seeing the video on that. Pretty sure you'll absolutely enjoy that. because it should be right down your alley. The regular new Lancome is a little bit more on the efficient side, so should work out just great. All right, first time using this soap, just for the newcomers, the Regiment shaving soap in the scent of Zonk. Zonk. I don't know how you pronounce that in English. Zonk. It's a barbershop, and it's very, very powdery. It's close to being a little bit too powdery for my liking. I'm a big fan of the London barbershops, which has a little bit of freshness to it. Oh, great! You've just finished polishing, cleaning it. Awesome. Hope you put some pictures up. Cincy, I'm just going to continue because the test apparently was successful. The first couple of minutes was a little sketchy with the Wi-Fi, but apparently it got, it just kind of upped itself. So looking forward to it. So just if you guys want to hang in there, that'd be fantastic. Now that, like I said, the scent is slightly powdery. I'm liking that, and it's a semi-firm soap. You can indent it, but I've had softer. So hey Tom, glad you could join. It's Sunday. It's Shave Mac. DO1 silver tip 3-band, and yeah, had it soaking for about 15 minutes here, which is a little on the long side, but I took a nice long shower, so. All right, let's get in here and see what this thing does. Slightly on the wetter side, I just kind of flicked it out. But with this brush, I do like to go in a little wet. See if we get the consistency that I like. Getting a lot of the rather frothy. Just letting that drip off a little bit. Let's get some water on the face. I'd say it's almost very much the size of a WSP tin. Yeah, it's a little on the smaller side. That's why I like using that Shave Mac, because it's a fairly small knot. So yeah, it's very foamy right off the get-go, and I'm trying to see, it's 3.5 ounces, if that says anything. I'm a metric guy. 3.5 ounces doesn't tell me a whole lot. I'd say it's around, I don't know, maybe 150, 175, 200 grams, somewhere along that line. Unfortunately, well, it's definitely it's veteran made in the US, made in Riverside, California. So I'm just kind of taking off the extra suds that are in there. Like I said, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. This was only going to be a test, but kind of, all right, since this is working out, I'll actually keep going. 3.5 ounces is 99 grams. Okay, so that's yeah, that's 100 grams right there. Scent is very powdery. Right off the puck, I'd say it's a solid 6. It's fairly strong. You can definitely pick up that powder. Now, Carrie, you're the scent guy here. What kind of makes that powder? The scent description, I did not look it up on purpose, and I can put it in the description after this is uploaded. I can look it up, but this is very powdery. I think it's somewhat the amber, I believe. realizing the only downside to this format, going off the cell phone, is that the comments disappear after a very, very short while. Hey, Golden Steel. Yeah, winging it. I was just gonna try it out, and then you guys popped up. So I'm like, okay, this seems to be working. Let's stick with it. Now I'm adding a lot of water. This is actually quite tasty still. Even though I started off with a fairly wet lather. Oh, Razor is the new Deluxe. And in case anybody's into the technical data of this is, I believe, the 17mm model. Because there was two types of the short cone. Alright, now we're getting into the yogurty consistency here that I'm liking. And the blade in there is a vintage blue blade, made in Canada. Date code on the blade is R3. Unknown amount of shaves. Somewhere along 3 to 5. Alright. It's not looking too bad. I know this camera, this is the front-facing camera that I'm having to use. I know this is less than ideal as far as the white balance and all that goes, so. But it's really not a bad lather. I think I might have to change the blade out. I think it's been sitting in the cabinet too long. All right, let's keep on going. Let's see. All right, it was just the first couple of pulls. Hey, Lock Butcher. Glad you could make it. Yes, this is the FaceTime camera right off so I can see the screen and see your comments. So this is the front-facing camera. Yeah, I'm gonna change out this blade. For a tech shave. Yeah, well, hey, techs are great. Like I said, the only thing that I tend to do with a tech, because it is fairly mild, is I tend to overshave. All right, I'm tossing the blade here. I think it was because normally they last for about 6 to 7 shaves for me. This one might have been sitting in the cabinet for a little long, and the edges deteriorated there. So, well, moment of truth. I'm gonna try another vintage blade, the Super Blue. This was sent to me by Todd F. And I'm afraid to bust into this, really. This is what it looks like. Comes in this beautiful dispenser. And we shall see what happens. See what the writing is on this one. Known the world over, an L4. Well, I have no chance to look this up. The scent, like I said, I didn't look up the scent description on purpose. It is very, very powdery. They describe it as a barbershop. But I didn't look it up. So I might be able to do that here real quick. I do have my laptop there. bear with me, guys. This is Regiment Shave Soap Tsonk. Modern technology, sometimes it works. Scent description is a glorious warm combination of amber, grapefruit, and wood notes worthy of the comment of the command. Okay, so that's what they give. I'm not getting much of the grapefruit. Maybe a little hint of the bitterness, but not much of the grapefruit. So, okay, switched blades. Went with the Super Blues, sent to me by Todd F. And let's keep going here. Yep, much better. A lot better. This is the first time I'm using that blade. So using it in this razor is somewhat interesting. Because I typically, when I use a new blade, I try to use a razor that I know a little better. This one only comes out on special occasions. This one's coming out for Open Comb October, which I'm not 100% participating in. I will be using my few open combs a little more often, but I don't plan on using them exclusively. I've missed out on my DE shaves this whole month, more or less, and except those two other shaves, and yeah, I missed them. False bottom, okay. Okay, that's interesting. His history, Gold Steel. Yeah, I know they were the advancement of the original Blue Blade, and basically giving the Blue Blade a little bit more life by giving them a coating. That's why they're called Super Blues. All right, first pass done. Not bad. It's good residual slickness here. Very slick soap. Good performance. Like I said, the only thing, and this is very subjective, is I'm not loving the scent. I like a barbershop, but this is just a little bit too powdery, and I take it that's the amber that's responsible for that. It's a little heavy on it. What's the deal right now, Steve? Fake bottom on tubs. Yep. Soap is good. Nice and slick. It's got a fairly cushiony lather there. So what are you guys up to? I know Steve's trying to rest a little bit. Steve, you're still fighting that cold, aren't you? That thing's been with you for a while now, for a couple of days. I hope you feel better soon. I did get to watch Manny's video, his unboxing. That looks like a fantastic brush he got. And he got Kerry soap, the Palmol. That's one I'd like to visit too. Oh, you were working? Oh God, that sucks. Okay. So, okay, Golden Steel. Looks like you had a good night out. Yeah, the Northwest Wet Shavers meetup was on. I caught Gil's video of the meetup. Looks like that was very well visited. A lot of guys there. Decent amount of rest slickness after the shave. Not a bad soap. And, had better, but had worse also. So, good medium range soap. He didn't send this to me as a for review, but just to kind of give you guys an idea of what I got here. So, like I said, this was a giveaway, and I know for a fact Ken Surfs loves the heck out of this thing. Yeah, I know he missed it. I mean, I can see it right now because I think he's operating off the same deal here, that the comments disappear after a while and they go by really quickly. So I knew he'd missed it, and just kind of, you know, I know what you were trying to do. So no, well, Northeast meetup is a little far away from me. I think it was in Connecticut or something like that. All right, let's get done with the pickups here. No, it's not bad. Not a bad soap. Holding together nicely. Just trying to see if there's anything in here. Bentonite clay, shea butter, and the rest potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide, coconut oil, tallow. Ha! Okay, hence it was so thirsty. There's the tallow. Yeah. Soap base is good, but the scent is not for me. Not really mine. Alright. Let's just get the rest out of the brush here. That's not bad looking. Decent amount after 3 passes. So yeah. Carrie, while I've got you here, can you maybe list some of your stockists now? I know things have changed a little bit for the Phoenix and Bow soaps. Who would have them in the US? And I'm sorry I'm having to bug you regarding work questions when you've just got off. So because I've been trying to get my hands on the bay rum, the imperial rum, and I'd love to try the Pall Mall. And up until now, I've been looking at Maggard's, but Maggard's is out of the running there. I know, I think Top of the Chain might have some selection, but it's, you know, it's somebody, if you could just kind of, it looks like I got myself. So Merchant and Rhodes in Chicago are getting 100 ones, and Top of the Chain in Canada. That's valid information right there. Yeah, Nick Shaves has been a little absent, but I think he's busy with his job. I mean, the man is a surgeon, and he was doing these videos during his residency and all that kind of stuff. So I understand that work might get in the way, and that little bit of time that he does have, he might want to spend with his wife. In the beginning, doctors are very, very busy, as you know. This is a very efficient razor, by the way. Gives you a little bit of blade feel. Not overly aggressive, but it's not mild either. I think I'm going to feel the aftershave today. Let me just rinse off real quick. Alright. It's got a good post shave feel. Good amount of rest slickness on there. So the soap base is good. It's just the scent is not for me. That's good information there. I do thank the Shaving Grunt who did the giveaway and sent this to me. So thank you very much. It was a decent shave. I really can't complain. The Super Blue Blades, I'm gonna have to give them a go in another razor. Switching them in here like this, it doesn't really give me a comparable baseline to the blade. So since I don't use this razor very, very often, I'm gonna have to see how it does in something like a Super Speed or something. Something I know a little better. I can judge the blade on, because the Made in Canada regular blue blades are they do me extremely well. They give a great shave, and I consider them one of my go-tos as far as the vintage is. But this one was sitting around for too long, I think, and the edge just kind of done it. Test drive week, yeah. JC, tough question. I know, but are you able to order your top 3 razors, ascending order? Top 3 razors. There's certain categories that I would rate these in. As far as likability goes, I'd say, and you caught me off guard here, as you can tell. Without saying this is my absolute top razor, the Merkur Progress is definitely in there. The Edwin Jagger is in there, and then I probably have to put the Gillette Slim Twist, the regular one. Now on as far as second and third place, there's several others which I really, really like. Because I mean it really is unfair, because I like my Made in England Gillette Slim Twist, which is fantastic. But as far as if I had to pick one razor to shave me every single day kind of deal, those 3 would be in there. The Edwin Jagger, the Merkur Progress and the Gillette Slim Twist. Two adjustables for the sole reason whatever blade you have, you can adjust. If you've got 1 day of growth, you can have at it a little milder. If you got 4 days of growth, you can dial it up to 7, and or a 5 on the Merkur, and just basically dial in your shave. So yeah, everything else is I don't really have a razor which I absolutely dislike. I would have to say the single edges that I was using, some of the more aggressive models, like the 1912, I tend to not pick them up too often, for the sole reason that I have to pay very, very much attention to them. They do give a good shave if you pay the amount of attention. If you're doing a daily shave, I'm really tired in the morning or something like that, just kind of like, and then having at it and just kind of getting a quick shave in. The Edwin Jagger, the Merkur Progress, you can dial them down to a 2, 1.5, something like that, and just kind of have at it without thinking too much about it, and still get a socially acceptable shave without any problems. And basically, it's like what we're doing here. We're going overboard. If you're shaving daily for the office in a regular setting, socially acceptable, going towards a close and comfortable shave, with minor spots still being left over, good enough. Edwin Jagger, Merkur Progress, Gillette Slim Adjustable. Now, I think you asked, Carrie, can you repeat the question? It disappeared on me too quick. I got carried away babbling. Similar to soap and other software. Yeah, it a lot depends on the mood. I agree, and whatever you have going on. So I'm just gonna wash out a little bit of the brush here, so I can hold it in there. Now I've already applied the witch hazel to some extent, but I'm gonna go for seconds here. And this is just a generic type, as it always is. All right. So yeah, soaps. Don't ask me to pick one. Really don't. Because one of the things is going to be that I'm going to rate this on is availability. And some of the artisan soaps I can't get all over the world. I love my artisans. Carrie, you're in there with them. At the pretty upper top, with the top 5, due to performance. And scent is something that I can't rate. I can only go off of my preferences. But yeah, as far as a standard product, going off of Kevy's, what did he call them, the Big Six or something like that, standard products, they're classics for a reason, and I'd have to put Tabac right on top. Tabac being one of the best performers that I have as a standard soap. It's the availability is good, and it is proven for 60 years, almost 60 years. I think 58 now, or something like that. 58 years. So that would probably be the one. The witch hazel on its own, it leaves me squeaky clean. It takes away a lot of the slickness. This is the hold on, I'll show you which I'm using. This is the very, very cheap $1.50, $2 at the grocery store. This is this stuff. Whoops, wrong bottle. That was the alcohol. Here, this is this stuff basically, and it contains 14% alcohol, which I like. Yeah, it has a very medicinal scent, and there is no other things in there but the witch hazel. Kevy turns 48 in 5 days. Well, there's a good one. 48. I thought he was already somewhere along the lines of 120 or something like that. Kevy, if you see this, I'm joking. Anyway, so let's do a quick recap. Shaver for today. The Gillette New Deluxe. Noticeable on the flat bottom, as you can tell. This is the regular New. As you can see, it's got that bump on the bottom. This is the long comb model, by the way, and this is a short comb. But it is not to be compared with the regular New short comb. So, yeah, it's its own separate model. Holds the blade very rigid, as all News do, which gives it a very stiff blade feel. Very rigid, slightly on the more aggressive side. Not aggressive really, it's more efficient. Alright, this is dried off nicely. Any recommendations on what to pair with this? Like I said, it's a barbershop-y type scent, very powdery, a lot heavy on the amber, and the wood notes you can kind of, it's more a dry wood. I don't know how you explain it. It's like how you smell sawdust. Fine American, don't have that, but I have the Razor Rock variant of it, the American Barber, which is the same. Hold on, yeah, Fine American Blend. I think this is. Yep. So Clubman Musk. Don't have the Clubman Musk. I only have the regular Clubman and the vanilla. Pinard? Yeah, Pinard would work. Got the regular and the vanilla. I think I'll go with the vanilla. Add a little something sweet to this. Beep. Clubman Vanilla. Just get everything back in order. Pinard is fantastic stuff. But finest based on Yves Saint Laurent. But it smells like Barbasol according to everyone. Nope, not Barbasol. What's the scent? Rive Gauche, I think, is the original perfume that it was based on. Oh yeah. Great scent. Actually, not too much feedback. I was afraid it was gonna give me a little bit more feedback here and here, where I did a number on it, with the Tech of all razors. But with the Tech, I always fall into the same trap that I overshave. So it's brought upon me by myself. It's not the razor's fault in any kind of way. To some extent, it is, because it is very mild, a Tech. So you have to, just adjust the shave a little bit and accept that you're not going to get super close with every blade. It depends on the blade what you load in there. But with this razor, this one's a little more efficient. And I gotta say, that is DFS Plus. I've got my two usual spots down here where it just grows weird, where I can still feel it ever so slight against the grain stubble, but the rest is smooth. Any thoughts on the Supply Company Single Edge? Looks fantastic. $75 I think is what it costs. A little out of my price range, what I tend to like to pay for a razor, just because I'm me and I'm on a budget. It does look very interesting though. I gotta give it to them that they went in for a single edge, especially with the injector type blades, which are still available on the market. And it's a venture to go into basically, injectors are what I consider niche type razors. Most of the guys go for a DE. Everything else is somewhat niche. And they went ahead and designed their own razor, and a nice one at that, somewhat adjustable with the different base plates. So it's a very interesting concept. the only chance I've had is to watch some of the guys on YouTube, like Jeffrey Smith. He went for it, and he is liking it. So, going off of his judgment, I'd say it's a decent razor. It's just, a little out of my price range what I like to pay for it. I can get an injector razor, a vintage one, for $10. Yes, it is made out of stainless steel. Yes, these people have to get their R&D costs back in, and I totally understand that. Like I said, it's actually on the cheap side for a new product that they brought out. So it looks an interesting concept. I hope that gives you the answer that you might have been looking at. So yeah, right now I think I've covered everything. So let's get into the chatty part. So yeah, what are you guys doing? I know Keith asked the same question on his video today. What are you guys doing this weekend? Just kind of leave a comment. And the first version looks great, feels great, quite heavy, and gives a fine shave. I did, however, find the retaining nub slightly too wide. Well, okay, that basically limits the amount of blade exposure. But I don't know. Did they overwork that one in the next version? Or is that still something that's that needs to be worked at? They've refined it, yes. Okay. Well, it's kind of that's part of it. I mean, at some point in time, you gotta just put it out there and wait on the feedback for your next iteration. If they worked on it, that tells me it's a good company and they listen to their customers. And you can't really ask for much more. It's like at some point in time, you just kind of got to give it to whoever's using it and wait on their feedback. That's all you can do as a company. I'm talking to you, Carrie. I mean, you know the deal. You do the same thing. You work on something, you try it out on yourself, and until you're happy with you're personally happy with the product, and then you give it out there to us goofballs, and we'll give you feedback on it, and you'll see what happens. That's all you can do. At some point in time, you just got to dive into the deep end and hope that you don't sink. It's a little bit of risky business. There's a reason why I'm not self-employed. So, yeah. All right. Absolutely, I'm the first person all of our products get tested on. Exactly. I mean, and when you're happy, you can give it out to somebody else, and then sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Schick adjustable razors. Tom, can you just kind of repeat that question? Sorry, that went off a little a little fast. Schick adjustable. No, I do. No, on the Schick razors, I have no adjustables. The Schick razors, I think, all of my Schick razors I put on video. That's the extent of what I have. I don't have all of them. There's some variants which, gem style razors, I have quite a few. I'm looking at one or two online, but was apprehensive. If you want to start out with one, not the E type is a little, basically is aggressive. Then the G is a little less aggressive. The I is a little less aggressive. The further down the line in the alphabet you go, the less aggressive they get. If you want to start out with one, I could highly recommend the I or the L types. They're somewhat along the lines of a super speed kind of type-ish aggression. Not too, they don't have too much bite. The G gets into where the red tip is, kind of that range, and the E, you're really starting to look into, something like this. They have a little bit more blade feel to them. Gem styles, Carrie, to answer your question, yes, featherweights, G-bar, clog proof, Micromatic, the Gem Junior, Micromatic open comb without bumps. Probably my most aggressive razor. This one comes second in line. This is the 1914, I believe. Yes, 1914. The the Gem Junior, aka 1912, I think, is that can be a little beastie too. Mine, I think, it's just showing me a little bit too much blade. So, but it's a very, very efficient razor, and they can shave very nicely if you like it a little bit more aggressive. Yes, you have to show it respect, Tom. You're absolutely right about that. Probably my favorite out of the bunch is the G-Bar. Gives a close shave, but it's just a little more dialed back. It's a little more well mannered, if you wanna name it that way. It's the same head as on the weights, which I like, but I do prefer the heft of the G-Bar. So it just comes down to haptic, basically. Just kind of the feel in the hand, which elevates the G-Bar to the top of the single edge, the gem style single edges. So yeah, that's pretty well all I have as far as those go. As far as okay, you were the one that recommended caution and respect back in the beginning. Yes, they do reserve. They do need their respect. Single edges are. Let's put it this way. I do not recommend a newbie starting out with a single edge gem style. Thank you, Keith. For the sole reason, get your technique down. Yes, the gem styles do require a little bit of adjustment on the technique, but I recommend that you get your, it's like that you know how your growth pattern is, that you know what it means to, it's like zero pressure or as little pressure as possible. All those kind of things I recommend training with a different razor, something like a flare tip, or a tech maybe, or something like that. Yes, I always use Ted Pella blades because they work best for me. It's very difficult for me to get to some of the other single edge blades like the Treats, the Carbons, or the other types, but through Tri-A-Blade. And the ones that I have tried, store-bought ones from CVS, which work well for other gentlemen, have not done me well, even against, with the grain. It's kind of like, it's like you feel in your face just kind of get pulled, and it's like, nah, okay, done. I have an aspiration, and it's nothing more than a discussion at the moment, to manufacture my own razor. Gem is the probable style. Wow. Okay, there's an undertaking. That's going to be an interesting concept, especially since I'm not trying. Just a pipe dream. Yes, absolutely. No. I understand where you're coming from. The only thing I'd have to say that, and this goes very much along the lines that at work they call me Mr. Negative, because I tend to just kind of point out certain things. Right now, there's a real hype towards these type razors, and there's a lot on the market right now which has not been proven. I know Douglas is coming out, or came out with one, I think, or he's got one in the works somewhere along the line. There's a stand from Above the Tie, I believe. He's got one pretty well in his second iteration now. I think he's already selling it. Yes, towards the gem style razors. There's the Turkish manufacturer. What was their name? Real expensive brass razors. Something with B. It's like I said, there's a lot in the pipeline right now going towards that direction, and Rocknell is one of them, and there's another one with B. They work together with Rocknell. Can't think of the name, not for the life of it. But there's a bunch of them right now in the works. So that can be a good thing or a bad thing. The only limitation to a gem style razor is the type of blades that you have available. That's the one thing I do not like about the gem styles. styles. For me, the only one that works is the Ted Pella right now. There might be the odd blade out there somewhere that it could possibly work. I mean, it's like I've fallen in love with the Gillette Blue blades. Unfortunately, nobody makes them anymore, and it's hit or miss on the vintage ones that you get. So it's nothing I can necessarily consider for the future. It might be just that Sunday shave. I prefer the Ted Pella, which is basically a PTFE coated persona made for Ted Pella. Ted Pella being a medical, uh, what do they do for like lab style applications, and it's a good blade. I mean, supposedly the Persona, PTFE, and the Ted Pella are identical. The Ted Pella are basically just that brand for the medical supply instruments. Thank you, Tom. But it's made by Persona, American Safety Razor Company, basically. And so it'd be interesting to see if somebody has both and if they actually perform just the same. But I just stick with the Ted Pellas because I started out with those. I tried two or three other ones, during this whole thing, and none of them worked really. So I'm kind of like, okay, the couple of times that I do use a gem style razor, I want to get the best shave possible. So stick with what you know. Don't change play around with the working setup. Yeah. This is just work wise. If the setup works, try not to mess with it too much unless you absolutely have to. So yeah, hey, no problem, Carrie. Like I said, there's a good bunch in the pipeline right now on the gem styles, and the Ted Pella blades being ones that kind of you always hear about. Some people really like the treat blades. There's some carbon steel treat blades and some regular treat blades which are out there. Jeff Smith has a couple, and he very much likes those too. Going off of that carbon blades, except the blue blades from Gillette don't usually treat me well, and oddly enough, these ones work well too. So maybe I just tried the wrong carbon blades up until now. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, Carrie. Very much, very much interested in what you have coming up. But coming up with your own razor, that's a big feat. Wow. So yeah, anybody else? Any questions or anything we want to talk about? We're at 53 minutes and 30 seconds. So there's still plenty of time. I got time. I got the roast in the oven, a pork pot roast. And so, ex-engineer, okay. Well, the one thing I can recommend that I've seen on a lot of the guys and is that you need a machine shop with lots of experience and machine time, because it's going to take a lot of R&D to get the angles right. That being said, I've noticed that a couple of times already, because you're going to have to go through a couple of iterations. Yes, lashings of gravy, of course. I don't know, Michael. I don't know how you always come to towards the end. But I'm happy to have you here. I don't think I'm going to end it very, very soon, so why not? Yeah, you're right about the why not part. Uh, like I said, you're going to have somebody that's willing to work with you. If you have to pay somebody for that machine time, it gets very, very expensive very, very quickly. If you've got some chap that that's willing to do a little bit of stuff for you after hours, maybe a fellow wet shaver, hint hint, that's willing to work with you on that, in trade for some soaps or a product. It's kind of like, hey, you know what, we'll do this as a nice one. That'd be definitely a big benefit. Lashings of gravy. I have that later today. Roast turkey dinner. Oh, Todd, first of all, welcome. I don't think I welcomed you. I didn't see when you arrived. But, turkey, yes. Big fan of turkey. But I'm also looking forward to the pork pot roast. That's a Sunday thing that I do like to have on my weekends off. And I will have German Spätzle, um, which is a kind of like a homemade pasta dumpling type deal. Lashings of gravy alongside with it, and some peas and carrots. German noodle, yes. It's you can make it yourself. Very simple to make. It's like I said, the noodle pasta type, slash dumpling sort of. The translation doesn't always really come up properly. If you look at Spätzle, Spaetz, Spitz, Le. Um, well, okay. then you then you know what Spätzle are. If you've spent 7 years in Berlin for Siemens, okay. Then you know. Well, basically, it's Schweinebraten with Spätzle. You should know the deal. With lashings of gravy. It's just a piece of home that every now and then that I just kind of need. Certainly will be. Okay. All right. Hey, thank you very much for popping in, Carrie. It's a pleasure to have you as always, and thank you for letting us know where we can get your wonderful soap. Like I said, if things are changing, that's fine. We just it's just good to have the information. Monday is Canadian Thanksgiving, and I'm looking forward to it. Ooh, that means I gotta call my stepmom. She's Canadian. Uh, Absolutely, Carrie. Just trying to get the word out there, and like I said, it's a little bit on my behalf also because I'm looking forward to trying out those two soaps. So I need to know where to get them from with reasonable shipping. And since you're always sold out, you know. All right, Carrie, have a good one. All right, guys. Apparently, yeah, we're almost hitting the hour mark. Thank you guys for popping in. I guess I I am gonna absolutely enjoy the pork pot roast, and looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lovely dinner. Uh, I know what Todd F is having, a turkey, so that's gonna be wonderful. Anybody else? Thank you for popping in, Keith. Like I said, I'm enjoying your videos very much, and I do need to message you on something because I'm very curious about one item. So yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled that this what was started out as a test actually worked out as a fantastic shave, and you guys all popped in such short notice. Thank you very much for making the time. Thoroughly enjoy this. You know that, guys, and it's always great chatting with you. So we're gonna cut this off. I'm gonna go in the kitchen and get the rest of the stuff done. We're gonna let you go, and thank you very much for being here. So yeah, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Have a great rest Sunday. Thank you. Bye.